welcome everybody to the Onward VR Master League Season 11, Week 11. I believe it's Week 11. My name is NightFiree with 2 E's. I'm joined by my co-caster Xandria. We are bringing to you a top-tier VRML matchup today. Ember versus Mayhem, ranks 2 versus ranked 5, I believe. Actually, no, Mayhem's I think third. Fourth. Thank you. Thank you, Xan. And so you know you're gonna get a quality matchup here today. And Xan, I want to get your sort of initial thoughts on what kind of action we're gonna get with Ember and Mayhem.
I mean, I think it's going to be your typical top team matchup where you're going to have super high precision. Everything's going to come right down to the wire. You know, the tiniest mistake is going to decide who wins and who loses.
Yeah, it certainly will be an interesting one, especially considering the bans that have been laid out today and the map pool available. And I suppose I should say it's an ever-growing one here today, but let's just dive into the bans to start things off, sort of get our beaks wet in the analytical space. Ember banning Subway, Mayhem banning USS Quest. Oh, we had a map pool shift, didn't we?
We did recently.
Oh, that's why we're playing Bizarre. Man, I was confused. That's what. So that I have to take a look at what that new map pool is. But I guess one thing we should be talking about is the new map pool. The USS Quest back in the map pool. That's being banned out by Mayhem. And the first map of the day is going to be Bizarre. And I was thinking for a second that this was a map, because you can play technically any map in the league, or any map that's available. Both teams just have to agree to it. And I thought that might have been the case here, but I can't imagine you would give an advantage, so it was confusing me. But this just, I think Bizarre is just in the new map pool rotation. I think this is our third and final map pool rotation, so these the maps are not going to be shifting from here on out, and I am very interested to see Bizarre's Xan. This is fun. It's been a couple of weeks since we've seen a Bizarre map.
Yeah, for sure. And you know, Bizarre is Ember's map. And I do believe this would have been Ember's pick. So, you know, I kind of expect them to do well on it. Yeah, it's truly a solid choice from them, considering considering their power on this map, and it's considering it being reintroduced. They very well could have practiced it. I truly just anticipate Ember to just bring the ingrained strats here to this map, but Mayhem are no slouches on Bizarre. Okay, they know Bizarre well too, and so like you said, Xan, this is going to be a great bit of back and forth, and we are already going to be diving into the action. Round number 1 of map 1 kicking off with a Coyote objective of all places.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah, Coyote objective definitely being one of the most capable objectives on the map.
You know, right now the cam is definitely following Quokka, without a doubt.
They have the slow spawn, so they're going to be having a bit of a early connection here when they do try and push up to objectives, simply because James and Cappy can both set up on that defense inside this mini courtyard space, and so going to be very powerful, a very powerful position for them here. James taking some shots, and actually the suppressive shots coming in there from Deflate as he does catch out the corner. Some flashes up and over to put a pause in the aggression, and already a little bit of negotiation. Oh, that's a huge pick.
He's on objective. He's tab out. He's already capping.
The smokes are there.
And there it is.
Coming.
Round 1. Round 1 cap from Ember. Just like I said, most capable objective.
I mean, wow. It really seems like Mayhem just being caught off guard, not prepared for the early push out from Ember of all teams. You know, Ember is a team that plays aggressive. They play quick. They're good at playing quick. They don't let up off the gas normally, and they came out here on this map, to your point, on their map pick, on a map that they're confident on. And I mean, geez, it just doesn't get better than that for this Ember team. Kicking off Bizarre here, 2-0. The entry there, where did he come from? He must have pushed...
Yeah, he kind of went up the west side all the way north and came in the back door.
Right. Yeah, just a bit of a lack of coverage. Sometimes, you know, to defend against that north entry, you'll see at least one invested in this two-story so that they can both prevent the two-story cap, because that's a huge threat. They can also peek out over the balcony and have a little bit of presence onto the north lane, and it just seemed like there was no one really here on this north side. It really was just one person, a real big weak point in their coverage, and wow, what a kickoff for Ember.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I kind of saw him going up the west side there, and I kind of thought, oh, okay, they're getting in position, but this is going to take a little while, and the next thing I know, he's on objective. I'm like, holy cow.
Yeah, I was just trying to look at where the suppressive fire was coming in, but as soon as that pick comes through, it's chaos. And now Mayhem, and we got to throw an H in there, I believe. Mayhem will try and bounce back with an attack of their own.
Yeah, you could definitely tell they're not too happy about that. They're trying to get it together, if you will.
I'm curious on the rollout. Defilade and Wookiee with this really early cross. Mono on the backside going down as well. And I mean, just an absolute shutdown from Soju, denying Mayhem any opportunity to cross out. And again, they've just trapped whoever it is over there. James, I think, over on that side. No, Defilade, and he can't do anything. He can't push out at all. He's completely stuck there with the coverage from the two-story.
Ford? Yeah.
And it's just a bit of the waiting game here. Shots do give information to Hailfire, so he knows at least Cappy is over there, or he could potentially peek up and find some kills there. But really, the rest of this Mayhem offense still focused on trying to get across this street even. The smoke's there onto Mono for James to get the res. Fortunate that Soju and Switch aren't holding angles out those windows anymore. So that res is going to be free and easy. Defilade's still really not stuck per se, but just holding angles, looking for any peeks out these windows. It's just a cat and mouse game right now, and with a 4-4 tie leading into this 4-minute round, it's yeah, that clock's ticking.
Definitely with a few shots onto the Marsoc. Ineffective, though. I think definitely right now, Mayhem, with that early pick, it kind of shook up their plan a little bit, and they're just sort of trying to regroup and pick off a few of the defenders. But Ember being Ember, I mean, they're not going to give him too many opportunities, that's for sure.
Yeah, they've actually even decided to recommit to the west. I thought it was going to be a three man push over onto the east, but they send two, like the overhead there, over onto that west, and they're actually doing a similar route. Oh, they got capped on. They're going to invest over into that northwest entryway and try and come in from the backside. But, you know, the real difference is Soju and Switch's positions. Both players watching out the backside and able to check that corner. So they do have this threat that Mayhem didn't. And I don't know, maybe they could find an entry in. Switch covering stairs, though. He's watching the objectives. Soju watching the other stairs. It is a good solid setup for this Coyote OBJ. I suppose really the one weakness is the downstairs defense. Milkman, I don't know if he has a good line of sight straight into objective, so maybe Cappy could stealth his way up and cap here.
Yeah, I mean, Milkman and Hellfire, if he rotates in, really the only thing that's going to cover that downstairs. Hellfire and James getting into it with a 0 sum on that. Definitely going to open up this western side here.
Ooh, there's the shutdown of that middle entry from Defilade. But again, Cappy sneaking in.
Yeah.
He's here undetected. He's managed to stealth his way underneath Switch and Soju. Milkman doesn't have coverage. The tablet's out.
Unless he pops
Cappy's
up.
going for the code here, and nobody is going to check. This is a free and easy 2-point. Switch is dipping down.
Switch is coming down, but no.
Oh my gosh, the time. There it is.
Oh, Switch was right there too.
Oh, that hurts. Those are the ones that sting. Right when you start things off good on your round, you're feeling that everything is right in the world for your team, and then Mayhem answer back with a cap of their own and go the same exact route, Xan. They went the same way.
I know. It was like, it just took them a lot longer. That's all.
I don't know. Really a good play by Cappy. To play that quiet is tough. A lot of players
for sure
opt to commit to getting allowed. They opt to commit to a sprint. They try and go for kills. For Cappy to just go full silent, play it like he did, truly good timing from Mayhem as well. You know what I mean? The smoke on the front, the trades, focusing the attention of the defense, it really came together nicely in honesty for that push, and that's kind of what you expect out of a team, out of both of these teams. Ember going in for a quick, aggressive push, doing the same thing, drawing attention from the front side, getting in from the back northwest, getting the cap, and then Mayhem mimicking that style, just a little bit slower, a little bit dicier, I suppose you could say, but they still had another one alive, even if they couldn't get the cap in. Either way, this is it, right? This is what you're looking at when these two teams get together. It's always a good back and forth. The full series there displayed. We're only in here to map 1, but Mayhem have managed to tie it up 2-2. We are getting now into round 3, and Xan, the math is going to be getting difficult.
Yeah, right. For sure. It's like we already have 4 points on the board. We're only on round 3.
Yeah, how do I don't know. Be rough. Either way, we are into the action here. Ember back on the offense. See how they roll out their attack. Looks like it's going to be 3 invested over into the Coyote Bazaar push, and then maybe 2 coming in from the south. Pretty standard stuff. Not going to get challenged either, so we're going to have free entry all the way up here. And I mean, it has me interested now in what Mayhem's angles are. Where are they waiting for the offense to push up to?
Quokka is just flying in here and definitely shuts him right down. That was a risky push. I'm not sure exactly what his end game was there. Maybe just to shake things up a little bit.
Well, it definitely said -1 Quokka. So the indicator there is that Quokka is the one that actually commits to these aggressive full sends, if you will, to try and navigate through the defense. And Mayhem know that. So as soon as that front kill comes in, the call out is got Quokka. And now smokes are being applied, and really all of Ember
now Switch
just
is going, and he gets that filleted. So now we have 1 for 1. He smokes blocking view, kind of making it a little bit safer for Ember's position, although some shots do whiz right by Switch's ear. Capitano able to shut down Milkman's approach.
Ooh.
-2 more.
A big shutdown, a huge double coming in there from Cappy. And that, I mean, just absolutely destroys Ember's offensive attempt. It was looking nice there. They had the right offensive smokes. They were applying pressure fast and were all grouped together to get to do it. But when they tried to go through those smokes and come out of those smokes, the angles were held nicely by Mayhem, and now Soju is left just looking for scraps, trying to find 1 or 2 picks, trying to get an angle onto Wookiee, trying to find out where Cappy is. He's going to have to get rid of them one at a time, and it's going to be a difficult chore because Mayhem have a nice little kill box and communication network going right now.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely knows where Cappy is. I don't think he really has a good idea where anybody else is. We have Wookiee back in the corner, keeps peeking out, and he's kind of right on Soju's location. Oh, this is going to be very tough for Soju. I don't see it happening. And James is poking out. He's probably going to get this kill. There it is.
Now we're good.
I missed the angle there, but got the kill. I was lining up the predictions, Xan. We got to let people predict on a matchup like this when things are tied up. Got to get the folks out there throwing down their predictions in chat. We do always love to get that engagement going. So that's out there, and we'll see, you know, in a couple of minutes what the chat's preference is. But what a great round there from Mayhem to just weather a nice attack from Ember. I mean, truly Ember playing their style, playing fast and aggressive, right up on objective as a squad instantly, and doesn't work out for them. But Quokka gets the, you know, one thing we have to think about here is that while Quokka did get aggressive and we thought, what was that about? Did you notice the next kill that came in was that shooter that Quokka died to? I mean, it was still information that was gained from that push, regardless of the death there. And so, really, again, just a good attempt from Ember, but Mayhem doing a nice job of shutting it down, and now they get their turn on attack, and you almost have to be worried about Ember throwing some aggression at you on defense.
You do have to worry about that from time to time. The way Cappy's running up, I thought maybe we were going to see a crazy push from him, but no, he did settle down a little bit in Kayat.
Yeah. I was thinking the same thing. That's kind of where I was. I was thinking he was going to try and be peeking some of these windows, potentially on going for the hunt inside that middle bazaar, but he's not. And to the point, they saw Hailfire. I think I heard the call out that someone crossed, and look at this overhead. The entire offense shifts off trying to push up through middle bazaar. They all direct themselves over to the north wall to move around Hailfire here.
Yeah, I mean, Capitano's position here, he's going to have to be careful at Hailfire, because even if he does get a pick, Hailfire is going to be right there to get the refrag.
Yep. Pick off there down in the south. Definitely was going for a flank. He gets shut down. And that's going to let us focus our attention on the rest of this team, because all four are still up here in the north. And that's a kind of a crazy defensive position, isn't it? Look at how far away he is down in the south there.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I mean, if the rest of his team gets wiped out, that's going to be really tough for him to get back in time. In fact, impossible.
To the point, it paid off. So what do we know, right? So I mean, you got to kill over there. So if it gets Ember the
I'd
win,
be surprised if we don't see him rotate back. In fact, I think we already have.
Oh, I think he's. Yeah, well, I think he will. To your point, rotate back, but Mono still kind of assessing the dangers here, and he'll find Hailfire soon enough if he commits to the entry. He actually went for the stairs. Him and Cappy taking control here of the stairs. Both of them can drop off, so they can actually still continue to navigate around Hailfire. And if you're Hailfire, you almost have to consider going for a little peek here. But I wouldn't be peeking this bazaar. I'd be peeking the other one. You know?
He's waiting to listen for shots, and he's going to refrag.
Oh. I mean, hey, you let Cappy just walk through your defense again. There could be another cap in store for Mayhem, so that's a bit of a risk, but see if it pays off. Cappy is making that navigation through the defense yet again. Kind of wondering where the defensive lines are. So Switch is covering. But if he's distracted enough by James, there is a path here for Cappy again.
Just as I said, shots were rung out, and now Hailfire is moving into action. He gets one. Now Cappy has to turn around and react, and he's able to.
He's behind us.
Big pickup there. And there's the rotation from that huge south push from Quokka. Does finally come in to get a kill. James, the last one left alive now, really concerned from all different kinds of angles where he's being pushed from. And the commitment to this north wall is the right choice. It gets him a little coverage from Quokka and forces him into that 1v1 with Switch.
And the shots ring out. They chase each other around a little bit. James able to get Switch. Definitely thins out this northern defense. Although Quokka running right up behind him. No, James is going to have to watch out for this. And through the window, he's going to get the angle. He's waiting for it, and there it is.
Snags him and Ember tie it up 3 apiece. This game just goes down to the wire. It's not round 7. Again, we got to do the quick math. But
what, 5?
Yeah. Yeah, this is what we expected, though. You know, this is really what you get. out of 2 top teams in the VRML. The MMR formula doing its work to give us some great bit of back and forth. Exciting to see just the loose, aggressive style of Ember go up against MAYHEM. It is sort of 2 styles competing against each other in a lot of ways. And I mean, these teams are eager to go at each other. There was not even 10 seconds between rounds that last round. I mean, like, they're...
Yeah, that was really quick. Yeah. They're just like, we know what we're doing. Let's go.
Yep. And that's, it's interesting. I always think about it when you consider the teams and their map knowledge. Ember and MAYHEM, they got thorough knowledge of this map. There's no surprises that are going to get thrown here, and it makes me wonder where we go for the rest of the series. If MAYHEM lose, where do they take us for their must-have win? Is it downfall, or is it something like, I'm trying to think of what the other custom map is. I think it's still, it can't be still. Is it still sand? Oh, I don't know. I have to look at the list. I'm just remembering that we had new maps today, so I really couldn't even tell you what that second map is going to be from MAYHEM. But hey, they got to lock it in here for this next round, because this is it. Map 1 decider. MAYHEM on defense, Ember on offense. The back and forth of trading rounds here continues, and curious to see what MAYHEM can do on this kind of objective. The slow spawn comes in too, Xan, so Ember can't really apply their standard brand of aggression.
No, although they're going for it though, thus far. Do get one into the north, and the north is not heavily fortified, although he does tuck back.
Yeah, Quokka again being a pretty forward aggressor there, already pushed up to the gap in buildings, ready to apply pressure right into the objective.
Ooh, almost
courtyard.
A team kill.
Yeah, I saw that. I was wondering where that shot was going.
While we're talking about that, go to the scores real quick. I'd like to remind some of our newer teams that even the number 2 team sometimes team kill.
Yeah, I'm sure Soju will be pleased about that about that one there. But yeah, it happened. Team kills come in. It's this game at the high level, at the competitive level, the heart's racing. It takes incredibly quick decision making to take certain shots, and I'm curious to see what Quokka's decision making is going to be. He's going to have to find Deflate, then navigate to Wookiee. Mono can pop up. There's just a handful of threats that are going to spring themselves onto Quokka and Hailfire if there's not proper utility applied.
Yeah, and they're all being fairly loud. So definitely is aware. Oh, Quokka pushes in, definitely reacts, and it's a trade. And C4 taking down Hailfire.
Trading on the blue room. Mono stands up from his position and distracts Switch enough to allow Cappy to get back to objective. James denies the threat of the cap through the smoke, and MAYHEM just a kill away from locking in a map 1, and some big plays there. Mono playing it patiently, really paying dividends when he stood up there. He was able to challenge those entries into that citizen building, and that was the core plan for Ember, to get control of that building. And once they had, it would have been bad news for MAYHEM, but everyone goes down. Switch left all on his lonesome, and he's decided to commit to a far east rotation. And actually, I like this. 3.5 minutes left. I think this is a good move.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, we have plenty of time. Take that long rotation, pop up somewhere they won't expect, which is what he's going to have to do. He's going to have to do what I call guerrilla warfare. He's going to have to pop up, take one down, rotate, and repeat 2 more times for the win.
At the same time, look at this. The laser there from MAYHEM, the coverage dialed into this backside. They know of the threat of this east entry, and if you can get control through a window, there's a good angle down onto Cappy's position, and that would be the first pick, and maybe he'll be able to even find it here. Oh, the laser just grazing the hip of Cappy there, but can't ID it in the darkness, and Switch going to continue his movement forward. I don't think he can spot anyone from this ramp up either, considering the awning blocking his view and whatnot, but when the push comes in, oh, maybe he can get James? I don't know. He has time, though. 2.5 left.
Yeah, I think if James moves a little closer to objective, he'll be able to see him. Yeah, Cappy tucked back there fairly well. It's just going to be a waiting game. I mean, I think Switch is just waiting for somebody to rotate off objective, you know, because it's been so long now. It hasn't seen anybody. I mean, surely you're going to get a little nervous and want to rotate and say, you know, where is he coming from? But, you know, teams at this level tend not to suffer from that so harshly.
Oh, and there's the
he
identification.
just crosses.
Yeah.
Yeah, they know where he's at now.
Imagine the comms are coming in from Cappy. James maybe getting an indicator that a threat could come in from that north lane. And look at that. As soon as I say that, Mono's laser comes flying through the gap there. Now they are going to be ready and waiting for him to make his push through this.
Oh, he might be able to get Mono here. No.
Yes. 1v2. Big pickup there. Minute 20 on the clock. The time will become an element for Switch here soon enough. But
yeah, I was going to say, I think we were at like 3 minutes or more back when this big rotation started, so he's definitely going to have to pick up the pace.
Man, another bit of a rotation here. And yeah, he'll have a minute inside objective about, so that's enough time. It's more the time than you need, truly. Oh, this cross is going to be dangerous, and I think James ID'd that too. Mayhem locking in map 1 off of a kill coming in from James. An exciting kickoff to this series though, Xandria. I mean, come on. 4-3 doesn't get better than that. 2 caps, a cap apiece from each team.
Yeah, back-to-back, first and second round too.
Come on. What again? What do you think? Where are we going for map 3? What do we do from here? What do we go from here? Because that is just, can't ask for a better start to a top-tier series than that.
I mean, it's Mayhem's pick. I mean, Bizarre worked out well for them. I mean, we could see something long range like Downfall, perhaps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah, it makes the most sense for this to come through. Downfall and the range element. Something that Mayhem have really found a lot of success in lately. You know, their defensive setups have been working well for them. Their offensive pushes been finding some good success, and Downfall has been netting them wins, and so they pick into that range to try and find some of those longer range shots, get away from the close quarters back and forth that they were running into with Ember. But even then, I mean, maybe you're giving a leg up to Ember too, because they just lost that map on Bizarre. What do the stats say, Xandria? That's the real question. What do the stats say for these squads on Downfall?
Stand by.
Yeah. So, dig it up. Dig it up out of the dirt of Downfall.
So Downfall for Ember, we have a 52% round win, and for Mayhem, we have a 57.
Yeah.
So very close.
Right. When you get to this tier, again, you know, in the top 10, top 20 even, there's very rarely maps that teams are... I don't know. What do you think an acceptable percentage is for a team in the top 20? Do you think you can afford to have a 45% win rate, a 40% win rate on a map?
I don't think you can give it a definitive number. You kind of have to compare the numbers between the teams.
Sure. Yeah, which you can do if you head on over to VRML.com and navigate to the match pages for each matchup. You can find all kinds of great stats, information, articles getting published by the creators, teams, all kinds of good stuff over there if you're not already checking out the website. Downfall kicking off now with map number 2. Round 1 underway. Ember on defense, a new objective. Curious to see how they defend this one, Zan. I've seen some interesting setups and some points where they really do lack proper coverage for a potential cap.
I mean, quite frankly, this is the first time I've seen this objective, so...
Yeah, it's you know, it's interesting in that those positions that they've set up are actually countering exactly what I'm talking about. Hailfire and Quokka in particular are set up in spots that they can prevent entry into the building that is right next to objectives, Xandria. Because you go into this doorway, there's a free cap inside the building. And so a lot of teams don't prioritize proper defense into the doorway.
Gotta watch the front.
Yep, and you know they're so used to the kill box setup here on that side that a lot of teams tuck and don't cover that front door. But this is a nice setup from Ember. Hailfire and Quokka both having eyes on that doorway. It's going to be tough to get in there for an easy cap. It's going to come down to how Mayhem execute this.
It looks like we're seeing definitely a heavy push from the south. Should be able to give us some eyes onto the western defense there. Who is that? Milkman.
Window look, Def.
But I know Ember isn't the kind of team that's going to peek much. They're kind of going to sit back and let the teams get close and surprise them with their coverage.
Right. Yeah, it's going to be a nice coordinated push in. I'm sure Mayhem will be in sync with their north side. And I think that north side is actually going to be a pretty big element in their push. It seems to me, if anything, that's the weakest side of their defensive setup. There's that crater rotation very much available for them. And I'm interested to see if they do kind of commit to that. But, oh, there's the first shot coming out in the first kill. The sniper coming through. And Defilade, uh-oh.
Oh my god, your arms, you look like... oh, you're back.
Defilade tried to
what the fuck is happening?
transform.
Can you confirm?
No, I can't move. What the?
Fun little bug there. But he gets the long-range sniper kill and a nice way to kick off this round for Mayhem.
Laying down some fire onto Quokka. Get the better of that for sure. That's really going to clear up this center approach a little bit. And we do still have Soju here in center hotel. He's going to be very pivotal on this, I guess, southern approach.
Yeah, he could be a serious threat if he decides to peek up. He can also obviously watch from that bottom floor like he is. That door entry is getting the defense a little bit weaker now. Hailfire is in a pretty good spot still, though. I think Hailfire's position really going to do a lot of work to at least cover the front side. But again, if they lose, they're on object. If they lose Milkman, really, it's going to be bad news. There's serious potential for caps to come through. And again, I think that north element's going to be paying off if they can get the rotation coming in. And James is starting that swing now.
That would sound like heli two-story basement to me. Heli two-story basement.
Kind of staying on board James here. The push is coming through. The pressure applied onto Hailfire in the center now as well, so they're aware of that position. Cappy's going to be getting into a bit of an exchange with Soju soon enough as he makes his way into that bottom story. Challenges Soju. Soju finds the better of that negotiation, and that's going to kind of disrupt what was looking like a heavy push from Mayhem from the south. They've got a good split, though. Mono and James on the north, the other two on the south. They're doing a nice job of applying pressure from both ends, but that's a big pickup.
Like a center bungalow.
Yeah, for sure. We do still have Mono, though.
I lost sight of him when he went on West Road.
Switch has decided to kind of rotate out of the building here next to this truck. I do think that's going to be a little bit better for him.
Yeah, and I mean, on the other side of the map, with 50 seconds left, Defilade Wookiee applying smokes. Down goes Mono there from Milkman. The pressure then applied inside this bottom story. Defilade was going to challenge Soju, but doesn't. And he's actually pushing up to objective. No, Wookiee M203s defilade on what was looking like a pretty good push. Wookie can still push in and cap. The objective's basically open, but Soju swings up to the top, gets the kill out of that second story. A chaotic effort from Mayhem there. What could have maybe been a cap attempt gets destroyed by themselves, and Ember hold on to one round.
Yeah, I'm not sure why he crouched down and went for utility. I guess he was maybe hoping to smoke objective. Maybe wasn't aware of Soju's location there in Center Hotel. I don't know.
A lot of question marks there on that round, but not for Ember. They're certainly happy with that one. They need to get this map 2 locked in. They need to beat Mayhem on their map pick in order to take us to a map 3 series decider. I got predictions going out for map number 2. Be sure to wager who you think will come out on top. I'm sure a lot of people are second guessing themselves after a heavy investment going into Ember and Mayhem coming out there, and maybe now feeling confident in their investment in Ember after an early 1-0 lead. But hey, plenty of round to play, plenty of series left here with map 2 kicking off round number 2.
Yeah, look for what they do.
Easy math there, Xandria. I can do that.
Yeah, I definitely saw Ember push up there. A couple lasers crossed some of the defense's crosses, although nothing was able to connect.
It's always a risk to take those early shots on offense. If you find the kill, obviously a huge benefit, but to give away your position and your spawn does impact your efforts in trying to push forward. And now Switch trying to get rid of Wookie there in that 2-story. The information radioed in, and maybe Hellfire can support. But Ember in a bit of a pause now as they just kind of hunt the windows.
Yeah, again, just like I said for Ember, I don't think a team like Mayhem is going to do much peeking to allow these early long-range, I guess, searching of a target to land.
James there IDing a target, but having a bit of an issue getting the clearance over the dumpster and that rock to find the connection. There it is, finally. Hailfire going down to a headshot. That might hurt Quokka's efforts in pushing up. Actually, maybe it'll distract well enough. The smokes there are nicely applied. Quokka can cross without being detected by Defilade.
And the cross comes out. I think he is, unless Wookie peeks out, he should be okay on this cross. Oh no, he's down below. He's kind of right in this little rut.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of coverage there from that Defilade. Switch also drawing the eyes. Getting that attention up the center. And, you know, the stealth effort here is going to be a little bit more difficult simply because of James and Mono's position on objective there. Maybe, again, they'd have to get rid of Wookie, but if Wookie goes down, there's a potential gap there. They've actually got Wookie and Cappy both covering that front entry point. A little bit of a different investment in resources, but you do see that cross there on that front door. Actually, three-way there. Defilade also has a little bit of coverage.
I mean, we have Switch and Milkman kind of in a more rear position right now. I was going to say if they could maybe distract a little bit, it could help open up for Quokka.
Two middle of the map. One near me, one near me.
But definitely aware of James's position here. Takes a few shots, doesn't land. Frag comes out, not going to land on Quokka.
And a good read by Quokka. He drops off there knowing that the nade's going to come in from James. Another one following up.
Oh, another frag. Where'd that come from?
Another great read. Quokka seeing that come up and over the ledge there. He's got his laser dialed in on James's end. He's not going to get support from Cappy, and that trade At least frees up the resources and the commitment needed to that side, and they can focus on the rest of this offense.
Right. Soju here being nice and stealthy at center hotel. Definitely aware of Lookie's position now, roughly. Oh, and a C4.
Nice application there up in the corner. Catches one out. Really, actually, I like that C4 a lot. Wookie radioing in. And we talk about this often, Zan. It's important to radio and communicate, but it can also hurt you when you're communicating. You don't have the gun up. You don't have two hands-on rifle.
Right.
And a pretty easy kill from Soju there. It does keep this tight. Ember in a 2v3.
Yeah, Ember now in control of center hotel. I don't know if he's going to go up high. No, I don't think he's going to.
One down at the helicopter.
Yeah, that's a good pickup there. Soju trying to smoke out, but I don't know if that goes as far as he was maybe hoping for. And yeah, it's going to be tough. Minute left. Defilade very tucked into that corner. And it's going to be tough for Soju to avoid crossing his line of sight. Mono's still fearing of that north entry, and Cappy's also got an angle onto Soju, and so it's going to take a couple of quick kills from Soju to string things together here, but maybe he can find him.
I mean, he's looking for Defilade, but Defilade's way too tucked back. Might be able to get a shot on the Cappy if Cappy doesn't get one first. But even still, 30 seconds remaining. This isn't looking good for Ember.
You got to push.
Definitely Mayhem's around.
Got that notification timer, and yeah, very much looking like Mayhem are going to answer back on this Volk round, and that's what we could be in. That's what we could be in for, you know, of Volk trading of rounds. Soju knew Defilade was there. Would have run into Cappy next. Either way, 1-1 apiece, and like I said, this is going to probably continue. I would anticipate first down to a 3-3. I don't envision it really going much any other way, because both of these teams are putting up a good show today.
Yeah, I mean, unless we get the perfect storm of just enough distraction in the right area and somebody sliding in for a cap. Yeah, I think you're right. We're going to be trading Volk rounds.
I stand corrected though. Ember have been playing a pretty fast game here today. Even on that push, granted we got down to the last 30 seconds. They got up to that mid line pretty quick. Even down into that two-story in the crater pretty fast. So there might be some opportunities that Ember gets, you know, where they can apply very fast pressure. Like, well, with this objective, for example, they could get a quick spawn and be right into it.
And just like last objective, you can cap from inside as well.
Yeah, for you know how difficult it is to cap on downfall. Once you get to those objectives, there's just so many different ways to cap, and maybe that's kind of part of it. You just got to get to the OBJ first, not even necessarily duke it out. But this is something we got to pay attention to. We got to draw attention to the crouch rollout strat that you have to do as offense on this objective, so that you can avoid detection. Mayhem started out this spawn staying low, and you can see out of spawn the lasers are there, and now as they take shots, they tried to catch a early defensive rotation. They don't. Now the spawn's known. Now information is given, but almost a kill.
One DB and now at their spawn.
Milkman with the first kill of the round onto
Possible -1, possible -1.
That's a big pick. Ties things up just a touch. Cappy finding a little something through the window. Hailfire there, gonna suppress out, and the push coming in here is very much a 2-2 split, and we're actually going to run into some action over on that east side. Soju's going to be able to find a couple of targets soon.
And I don't think I know they're not aware, and I don't even know they're suspecting. There's one. Wookie definitely aware now.
But missing those shots hurts so much. Soju can react now.
Yeah, he's going to go down into the valley and pop up in another spot. Smoke comes out, but Soju's not even there.
Yeah, almost maybe just throwing utility to try and draw a rotation out to avoid that utility. I'm not sure what that smoke intention was, but Wookie just really is not looking down here in the slightest. He's very concerned about that ramp, and Soju's gonna have himself 2 soon enough.
And Wookie hasn't even moved off the X yet. I mean, just I say that he runs,
Yeah.
but I would have wanted to get off of there as soon as possible.
And actually a pretty big rotation from Wookie saves his life. He can actually avoid Soju entirely. And now Soju's out and, you know, going to be very exposed if they continue to look for Wookie. Wookie could easily find one swinging here.
Oh.
Taking room center hotel.
Yeah, I think Soju's just sort of waiting for Wookie to re-peek to see where he is, but Wookie not giving him the opportunity.
Yeah, I heard those shots from Wookie down into the 2-story, into that bottom floor. He's hearing these now up onto that 2-story. And actually what Wookie's doing there is distracting because the entry is coming in from Cappy's into that bottom story. He's going to be applying the pressure right now.
Still Delta.
Wow, and just a great job. Great distractions coming in. 1 kill comes through, and Cappy actually not ready for the second switch there, able to get a very important refrag. A switch goes down. It's just bad news for the Ember setup. It's good control of 2-story. It's Mayhem coming back into this, but everyone's been picked off. Soju found his, and now Mono is left alone in a 1v4 or 1v3, excuse me.
Gonna run up on the center hotel with a switch. Oh, and he backs off. Not sure what exactly happened there. Is he having a gun issue?
Yeah, he must. His knife is out now.
Oh, he's running with a knife. Yeah.
He might get a knife
He's
kill.
running faster. And he gets it! And now he has a free gun.
Mono's
as
surprised.
astonished as we are.
Oh my goodness, what a huge play. And actually, I mean, that is huge, truly, tactically. Silent kill, no information to the team. They don't even know. Oh no, that might give away a little bit of something. But Mono now actually in a great spot, trying to get another kill into that long range window, but not going to find it. Not even actually utilizing that flip scope to get the increased vision down onto to Soju, but I don't know, a minute left. There's a real route for Mono to take here where he can apply some pressure onto objective. Hailfire, if he goes down, it's going to come down to some long-range shots connecting from Soju.
I was going to say, yeah, if he can clear out Hailfire, he might have a chance on his cross. Plus, if he gets behind this rock wall, he could almost crawl up to the objective, but it doesn't matter because Hailfire gets the kill.
We're on maybe the verge of a Marsoc round being put in the books, but Ember not allowing that to come through and keeping things as predicted. Volk rounds apiece here, and now Mayhem gonna go on the defense. That knife kill, really something. Almost led to something, but yeah, just a good hold. I mean, good solid defense. Soju really being an important element there. If he doesn't disrupt that east side, I think that goes a lot worse for the Ember defense. So big moves from him to push up into that ravine, find those kills, shut down that east swing, shut down the pinch. Because if that's there and James, you know, that knife comes through, it's just a whole different story for the approach there. But instead, Ember able to hold on, and well, they need to get this map if they want to push us to a map 3 series decider. We dive into our next round, and we do get another quick spawn just on the opposite side and undetected. And I'm interested to see how Ember play this. They're very likely to get aggressive on this.
Yeah, and if Ember gets a cap, I mean, this is their map.
Yeah, true.
I'm gonna shut down center if I can. I doubt I can make it there in time.
Got it.
Yeah, I just wonder if they're gonna, you know, put it all on the line, or if they're gonna play more reserved. Because you know, if they lose this map, the whole game's over. So.
DBNO traded with upper dumpster.
Wookie and Quokka trading both Reservoir.
Yeah, again, just that very elevated aggression from Quokka does actually pay off nicely here, because it'll be a 1 for O. Quokka will get res. Wookie, I don't think will. If they commit to that res.
Quokka is in a really hard spot to res right now, but he's in a great spot to give information if anybody pops out of the building.
It's just like barely.
Back and forth there, and now it is just going to be these 4 in the south. Cappy going down in the 2-story really frees up entry from Mayhem, and they are down to 2. Just James and Defilade. Wookie alive and able to communicate, but this is looking like maybe a cap opportunity will present itself.
Yeah, they're definitely going to have to go confirm Wookie, which Quokka's doing. Yeah, this is gonna be a tough one to cap, though. I don't think they're gonna let him do it.
Is Defilade watching in? Yeah, they had so many different angles. Quokka could cap from outside. Defilade has to watch that. He is watching actually the outside, so they could easily make it into the back. Defilade committing heavily here to getting the kills. Finds
nice
a
double.
Big double, massive double. Puts it into a 1v2.
I think Soju gonna go for the slow crawl, but definitely just running around the building like a chicken without a head, making sure nobody's sneaking up around it.
Yeah, I mean, this one's tough, right? There's just, again, so many different ways that you can cap. You have to do this.
Definitely runs right up to that wall. I'm like, oh man.
I thought
Soju decides to just take the kill.
Yep. I thought he saw Soju for sure over the corner. Maybe would have done a raised gun over the ledge, but Soju able to find that kill, and Ember now up 3-1. They have turned the tide of things, if you will, and continue to put rounds on the board here on map number 2. You know, makes me wonder what happened on Bazaar. Maybe Mayhem just getting lucky with a couple of rounds that ended up going their way, but Ember are looking good here on Downfall. They're finding the right picks, and they're playing it fast. Do have a brief tech pause here. We should be sorting things out soon enough, but going to have to do some adjustments on our end. And we'll be back into the action. We appreciate everyone that is tuning in here today to catch the high tier Mayhem v Ember back and forth that we've got Been a great bit of, you know, trading of rounds here today, trading of strats, and the third map, let's just start kind of thinking about it, Xandria. Where do you think that third map takes us? You know, is it... do we go close quarters? Does Ember try and get things close, or do we extend to more range? Snow Peak, is that still even in the pool? So yeah, we got to pick up this pool. We got to find this map pool rotation. It's got to be, it's posted somewhere, I'm sure. Oh, I actually know I have a graphic somewhere that I can reference here. Hold on. We can get the proper information out to the people. Let's see.
I have it right now.
Yeah, Sand and Shipwrecker out. USS Quest and yeah, it just looks like USS Quest is the only custom map here. The rest all OGs. Go ahead,
right.
Let's list it off for me, Zan.
Okay, so we have Suburbia Day and Night, USS Quest, to be determined small. I'm not sure what they may have filled in on that one. Bizarre Day and Night, Downfall Day and Night, Quarantine Day and Night, and Snow Peak Day and Night. So, I don't know. I kind of feel like they're going to stick with the long range. We're moving back to Ember's pick. I think we might see a Snow Peak.
I know, that's what I'm... you think Ember goes into the range? Because there's still Quarantine on the table. Subway's obviously off. Cargo, maybe. Suburbia, an option. You know, there's some maps that Ember can really do well with their aggression in. If you were hearing the gunshots in the background and you're thinking, overlay. No. It's fine. We're, again, just a little tech pause there, and the action will be resuming very shortly, actually. I think everything has been sorted, and we'll be getting into the action here for this next OBJ. It's not a long shift away from the dumpster, just across the street, really, and it'll be interesting to see how this one is defended. I've seen with Ember up 3-1 right now, maybe they can get a little bit aggressive on defense. There's some different ways you can roll out where you can get into the middle buildings there and be almost attacking the offense. So I think Mayhem have to be careful for some early aggression out of Ember, and if anything, we may see a bit of a slower round than anything out of Mayhem, simply to prevent that from happening, prevent any early kills from coming in. They are going to get an interesting spawn that should let them get into some early Marsoc positions, but we're into the action now as map number 2 resumes. The tech pause sorted, and now Mayhem on offense, attacking what is an interesting OBJ, giving away their spawn right away. Xandria, what do you, I mean, I don't know, is that worth it?
I mean, they got one.
The lower dumpster.
Yeah, they definitely softened the defense a little bit there. You know, they're not going to be up on Marsoc Tower as much. I mean, they still have one. I think it was definitely worth it. I mean, you know they're going to come from like 1 or 2 or 3 places, so...
Yeah, but then James there getting a little bit peaky. To peek that wall is super risky. There's just so many different ways you can get shot, and Milkman threads the angle through the window to get that kill. James was hunting for that and ultimately can't find the shots that he needs. Cappy may be up next on the hit list for Milkman if he's not careful, and I like the setup here from Ember. I think they've got everything they need right now.
Yeah, Hellfire back on that little ridge in the valley. That's a nasty spot because you can kind of pop up and down there. It's kind of like whack-a-mole.
Those iron sights coming through from Defilade. Something that I think some players may be surprised to see, but
Yeah,
know?
God bless those that can use iron sights.
Some folks prefer it, and it gets you a little bit extra utility, a little bit more points that you can apply elsewhere to your kit. And that's why I definitely would invest in no scope for those wondering why isn't there something attached there for aim. And I mean, hey, maybe he just actually prefers the iron sights. To Xandria's point, I don't imagine it's very fun for anyone, but it could very well be a preference. You know, one thing I said was the aggression could have been applied there early by Ember, but they actually went the opposite route. They've all tucked in very heavily for this, what could be final round of map 2, and are really forcing entries. What did Wookiee shoot there? The M203, I think.
It was an M203, yeah, taking down Soju. Through a window, no less.
Yeah, tough. Hard to do, but well done from him. Switch able to peek out and get mono.
So 2 total.
And now Mayhem down to 3. That full force of the offense being applied over into the west side of things. So no pinch gonna come in. Switch gonna have great angles from this hilltop, and that results in a nice kill. Good reinforcement from Hellfire, and now Mayhem in a tough spot with only 2 left. Definitely out a ways too.
Dumpster? Did we pick up dumpster?
Yeah, these smokes, I thought maybe they were ready to push in. I almost feel like maybe they were just sort of hoping that it would create a rotation. They just wasn't quite ready for Hailfire's peak. Now Cappy's running in. He's cleared Marsoc Tower. Is he going to be able to clear Hailfire's location? No, he's not.
Almost. Deflate there had the right idea to take shots at that hilltop as the push comes in, but he can't connect in time. And now it's going to come down to Deflate getting out of here. Switch on his flank. But I don't know. It's possible.
Well, he definitely knows Switch is there. I was a little concerned on that. And unfortunately, Milkman and him are going to trade and end it right there.
Ember locking in map number 2, 4-1, taking it away from Mayhem's hands. That's a bit of a shakeup from what I was anticipating. I was thinking we'd be back into a 3-3 trade, but Ember just managed to really outperform Mayhem on this map. They had better defensive holds and found picks when they were trying to make their offensive attacks.
Yeah, Ember definitely able to really hold it down. I mean, they just had it down so well to just sort of tuck in on the defense. We didn't see anything really crazy from any of the defenses. And once they got that Marsoc win, it was really just over at that point.
Seen a couple follows come through. We do greatly appreciate that. A resub as well from Durafin. Really appreciate all of the support shown by the community. That support comes directly back to the casters and the production team that helps put on these shows for you guys. So really do appreciate the constant addition of new folks and new people finding VRML. It means that people that do watch it are telling their friends to tune in, and that's the real magic. Make sure that your friends are watching the games you play in and can see you win or potentially lose. I suppose it's a risk you take if you invite them to the stream.
For sure. So as for our predictions, I guess you're kind of right.
Yeah, kind of right. Cargo map number 3. Ember picking in there to map 3 here, and yeah, it makes sense with the close quarters. They played it well on Bazaar, and I kind of feel like maybe Mayhem didn't get lucky, because at this level to be able to go 4-3 on them, that's not luck, but just were fortunate to be able to to get the rounds they did and ultimately take that first map. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Mayhem can weather the Ember aggression, but Ember has really been playing things quick and fast here today, and it's been getting them round wins and maps. And well, map 2 at least, 4-1 there, a very confident win that gives you a lot of momentum to move into your map pick. Ember really have everything on their side here, and oh, this is interesting. Ember, yeah, no, okay, never mind. Ember on the offense, so they picked the map. I was thinking there for a second we had a side choice, but Mayhem going to be defending and kicking it off on that back crate objective.
No cap, guys.
Oh, they're calling for a reset.
Let them cap.
Oh, never mind.
Everything about that.
C4 is getting tossed out. Couple applied there. We'll see if those net any kills. But already this Ember offense pushing up into this courtyard area. No smokes, no utility coming in. An early trade, but Switch, like, is he just going to try and sneak up here with nothing?
Looks like it, but he's going to pay for it. That's C4 taking him down.
Yeah, there's another planted here in these crates where Hellfire is about to be next. Ooh, actually, a big pickup there. That actually, I think that definitely had the clackers. That's going to shut down that C4 deployment. Oh no, and that's actually bad news because now they have to worry about the pinch coming in and the pressure is being applied. Hellfire's here.
And he's able to clear it out. Wookie just able to take him down from behind.
Double.
Now it's all up to Soju and Wookie here.
Oh, that's
Soju
that
decides to just sort of hunker down here and see exactly what's going on. I think he's just trying to gather intel at this point. Wookie did rotate off of where he shot from before, so I don't know if Soju saw the cross. This is going to be a little bit tough for Soju to try and figure out where Wookie is. I think Wookie's definitely in a really good spot to cover any sort of potential approaches. Like, you know, Soju's definitely going to have to kill Wookie. There is no cap here.
Yeah, and we're just in a bit of a holding pattern, both players. I mean, for Wookie to hold one angle, it's certainly a risky commit. He could get pushed in from the back. I think he's going to rely on snapshotting that if Soju comes in. He's ultimately holding the most important angle, which really covers most of the map, just again behind him that Soju could navigate to.
Yeah, I mean, even if he like silently wraps around from behind, he's still going to have to come through Wookie's peripheral vision. He tries to slow peek. They both stand up. I think they hurt each other. Wookie running around. Oh, and Soju gets the better of it.
Really good read from him there. He saw he heard the rotation, and when he committed to look for it and didn't find anything, he then recognizes, oh, he's gone out and he's out trying to out-rotate me, and ends up finding the pick out there. Very, again, huge play coming in, getting Ember at that point. That was maybe Mayhem kicking things off in their favor with a nice little Volk hold, but, I mean, geez, Ember just running away with momentum right now on Cargo. I'm actually trying to think now. I think that might be 5 consecutive points. I don't know if Mayhem's gotten one since they got their first point on Downfall. I think Ember have just simply been locking in rounds.
And at that point, you know, with that much momentum, it's really hard to shake that. you know, you start getting down on yourself as a team. It's really hard to fight through that sort of emotion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mayhem certainly a team that's capable of battling the odds. You know, they're no stranger to having to compete when they're down, and they're capable of, again, coming back from deficits. So, not counting them out yet. They did have a tough downfall map. It almost seemed a little bit uncharacteristic of the Mayhem team, in my opinion, but maybe they can string something together here on cargo.
I'm not crossing yet.
We'll see as they go on the attack.
I got my eyes on Quokka. I want to see what kind of crazy push he pulls out for us.
Oh, well.
Oh, he's able to nail one.
Off to the races on his crazy push. He's found that one, and here it comes. He's going to try and apply the pressure up through the center. Ooh, actually, maybe he's going to swing around through the tunnel, but no. He's going to nest himself up here, and this is bad for Mayhem. Mono, this is a weird spot to check. You actually almost pre-fire it to really make sure, and I don't know if Mayhem is going to be looking here, so Quokka could really get...
They are looking there, and Quokka's going to have to watch his foot, that it doesn't hang out the back. Oh, James kind of rotates off.
That's true. They're very aware. They're very present of what could be there. If you don't find anything, though...
Yeah, you kind of just disregard it then after that. I mean, as soon as Quokka takes down one more, I mean... as long as James is sort of in the location he is now, he's going to refrag. But still, that'll still be 2 down for Mayhem.
-1 in the little
I forget what I just said. Deflate is able to take him.
Yeah, a really good read there from Deflate for him to swing wide. He finds a nice little threaded angle through a couple of bits of... I don't even know what you'd call that, but gets a good angle there, and that's saves, truly, this Mayhem offense. It would have been James and Mono likely down to that angle.
It completely frees it up until the midfield, or even a little further.
But that's what Quokka was trying to do. You know, that was the whole point. Slow down this offense, play aggressive, throw a wrench in their plans, and they did that for a couple of minutes, but now 4 minutes left, and Mayhem can try and make their way in.
Ooh, thank God Switch rotated when he did. That frag came in right on his previous location.
Surprised to see so much rotation coming in from Ember. They have 4 left alive. They don't need to be, you know, searching around. They could hold 4 angles and have this place pretty well covered, but everyone kind of on the hunt, and maybe it'll open up an opportunity for a pick or two to come in from Mayhem, but it also could get them kills. Who knows? You know, if Hailfire commits to a push up towards Deathblade, that might get him something. Who, you know, not sure what the plan is. And there it is. You know, speaking of the devil, pushes around there and finds Deathblade. He could actually potentially get Wookiee too, and he does. Wookiee not expecting this back corner push, and Switch just being the bait.
But he's back in the building where I will go normally.
Yeah, things definitely looking really good for Ember right now. We only have 2 of Mayhem remaining, 4 of Ember, and with Ember rotating around as much as they are, it's going to be almost impossible for them to lock in on any of them.
Yeah, you get information and you radio it in, but then that information not relevant.
Fucking
And
die, dude. What the fuck?
can't act on it. Can't find the shots through the gosh, again, I gotta figure out what those are called. The cross-hatching. And now James left alone in a 1v4. They could really apply the pressure here. They are looking to take this series if they can get this map, and James not letting go just yet.
Able to down Hailfire is resible, so now they're going to be able to radio that in. Oh, he does get to confirm.
I got it right after the revive.
Yeah. Oh, James is able to get one more. It's really definitely thinning out this defense. It's not looking as good as it had. Milkman, though, hasn't moved in like 2 minutes. I don't think James is going to be really aware or cognizant of that. And Milkman's certainly aware of James's position by now.
No utility, so not going to be any flashes coming out up and over, no smokes, no nades. Really just going to come down to how James executes this swing and rotation, and I think he can challenge Milkman without worrying about Soju. There's a route for him to go here, but it's going to not trade with Milkman's going to be a real chore.
Yeah, James decides to kind of back off. A little bit of Spidey sense there, I think.
I mean, maybe he's going to look for utility.
That could be too. Yep, there it is. 56 seconds remaining, though. He's going to have to pick up the pace a little bit.
James, very good at throwing precise smokes. That's a pretty good smoke, but it still does leave Milkman with a gap of coverage there. He'll still be able to hold his angle.
Yeah, I think he's just trying to facilitate some rotations.
Milkman's angle is
Makes the
pretty
cross,
tight.
not able to do it.
Yeah, not quite the coverage he needed. Almost, really. That smoke was almost perfectly applied. If it had just been maybe 2 feet shorter, would have perfectly denied the vision. He would have been able to cross undetected. But instead, Ember able to hold on to a solid defensive round themselves, and it's going south fast for Mayhem. Ember playing things quick and winning things quick. 6 unanswered points now as they take a 2-hole lead in map 3.
And they're dropping into this round as Marsoc, so we do have the cap potential.
Yeah, that's true.
And therefore the series ending potential this round.
Ooh, I think it's a Diamond O Death objective.
Right you are.
Yeah, I'd be surprised almost if Ember didn't go for a smoke push cap here.
Oh, you know it.
To that point, Mayhem got to be ready. You have to be ready for something like this because it is coming in, and
although out of round 1 we did see Mayhem use a lot of C4. I think they're definitely going to try and utilize that this round. Just definitely watch out for where those C4s get placed.
Good point. Pretty effective C4 for them, and they've been really getting good at it. But I mean, this is Ember again just continuing to win here, and they're looking to push up and compete for that #1 spot in the ladder. They are.
What was that?
Yeah, they want it.
Yeah.
One dead, one dead.
Soju already finding one. C4 goes up and over. A very conspicuous location. They should be very much aware of that. Probably use a frag or something to disable it. Boca pushing up on the diamond here. He's in the smoke. He's capping in the smoke.
Oh my gosh. Wookiee see. Oh my gosh.
And he does it.
Wookiee.
Right in the smoke.
Threw the flame grenade on the one covering in the corner, and from there, it's just chaos. Wookiee constantly concerned about what he's done, tries to get the res. As he's trying to get the res, even a despot comes through, and he still doesn't turn a cap under the chaos, and you see Mayhem dipping out fast, not happy to lose that map that way. But what a...
Yeah.
I mean, Ember just playing a strat here, just playing a style that beat Mayhem. They just decided, hey, we're going to go full force. We're going to put everything out there. We're just going to send it and see what happens. And it worked. It got them multiple caps. I'm just surprised to see Mayhem not put up much of a fight against it.
Yeah, I mean, like, definitely with that first round cap, it definitely said, hey, we're here and we're going to take this.
Right.
And it was like, it was round for round there for a while. And then Mayhem taking the first map, it was like, okay. And then Mayhem getting the first point on the second map, I was thinking, maybe it's really going to go to Mayhem here. And then that was it. It was Ember the rest of the way.
Yeah, it's really maybe unexpected defense to come in from Ember there to play it so reserved on downfall and get those rounds. I don't know what, but it threw Mayhem off something fierce. Didn't throw off the chat. A lot of faith in the Ember team here in the votes, except for that second map. But a lot of faith getting put in there to Ember, and points going to go to some Ember fans today. A great matchup to tune into, though, and I'm happy we caught it, Zan. That was a great bit of back and forth.
Me too.
But that's going to be it for us here this afternoon, this evening, this night, whatever you want to call it. Shout out to all the sponsors. I'm not going to go into the whole spiel. I only do that on weekends. But a quick thank you to everyone that has been tuning in here today and did stop by for follows, bits, and subs. We do really appreciate that support. Again, much love to you, and that'll be it. Mine has been NightFiree with 2 E's, my co-caster Xandria. We will see you all, I think there's a cast tomorrow, and if not, Saturday and Sunday for some action. So be sure to follow and tune in then. Until next time, see you later.
Have a good night, everybody.